we are going to teach you how to have a successful session zero. But first of all, what even is a session zero, Riley?
This is something you do before you even start. You take some time and prep the scene and make sure everyone's comfortable and get the surroundings set up before you kind of just jump right into the campaign. It kind of allows everyone to get a little bit more organized.
So we're going to give you 5 steps to have a successful session zero. First step is going to be overview your campaign. Second one, set out your expectations as a DM and also get the expectations and goals of your players. Then you're going to create characters. After that, give your players some time to have some character introductions. And finally, roll some dice.
Now, let's start with that overview of the campaign. A lot of modules come with their own overview. Some might come with an overview that you can deliberately tell the players. Others is an overview for yourself. But ultimately, this is up to you to come up with a premise, an idea for the campaign, tell it to your players, and only give out information similar to that of a trailer for a movie, but not give away the punchline.
Yeah, you just want that excerpt on the back of a novel. It's just enough to hook your reader and get them interested to dive into the book. Same thing here. You're just trying to get your players to get excited and want to participate in the campaign.
Next is the DM goals. This could be things that you want to improve upon. Set those as goals and let the players know that, hey, I'm going to be trying to improv a little bit better, or be in character more. And set those expectations so that the players know what you are looking for out of this campaign.
The next thing with that is the flip side. You got to figure out what your players are looking for as well. What type of players are coming to your table, right? Do they enjoy a lot of combat? Do they enjoy a lot more storytelling? And ask your players, what are you guys looking for out of this campaign? How can I help you achieve your character's goals and your player goals? So that way, you guys kind of have a mutual agreement, both DM and player, on how this game is going to go and how you can help them and they can help you.
Now, the next 2 steps are somewhat optional. They can be omitted from this section if you so choose. But for newer groups, sit down and create the characters with the players. It allows you to kind of know who they are, what they're capable of, and the way that they build their characters can also kind of tell you a little bit about how they may want to play.
And that's why we mark this one as kind of optional. It's not absolutely necessary that you create characters the first time you sit down at the table, but it can be very helpful for new players. And so maybe experienced players already have something in mind and they've got a character created before they even come to the table. That's usually what we try to do. So that way we can jump right into rolling some dice as fast as we can. But again, it's totally optional, and whatever your players are comfortable with and what you're comfortable with as DM, sometimes you want to know what people are doing and what they're capable of. It's totally fine. Totally up to you.
Yeah, this also then allows them to move right into this next section, which is also optional. Have the characters introduce themselves. Maybe you create a scenario that the players can sit down at. Maybe they're at a tavern and have a kind of an interaction so that the players can start to get that bond and mesh well as a group.
Again, we mark this one as optional just because it depends on the comfortability of your players. They might not be as comfortable just coming and being fully in character, ready to go. So kind of gauge the comfortability of your players and at least allow them to tell who they're playing. Right? I'm 6'3", 280 pounds, yada, yada, yada. It can help put everybody on the same page. Finally, you're going to reach the most important part of session zero, and that is roll some dice. We like to break up the roll the dice part into 2 essential pieces. These are must-haves for your session zero. And again, these don't have to be in this exact order, but the first piece you definitely want to have is some social interaction. You're going to want to be able to have your players get into character and figure out who they're playing, mingle with the other players, as well as meet some important people at the start of your campaign.
This can be as simple as going back to the bar scene. Maybe they have a friendly drinking competition, and maybe someone gets a little bit too sideways, and this turns into a fist fight, which comes to our next pillar, which is combat. This doesn't have to be some wall exploding, ogre breaking through, death defying first level combat. This could be as simple as the social aspect went awry. Just jump right in, start throwing those damage dice as we all love to do so much.
Again, this is going to give your players an opportunity to get the role-playing side in, but then also get the combat side. And for brand new players, that's what D&D is, right? We're rolling dice. And so it's a great way to keep them engaged and get them started on enjoying Dungeons and Dragons for what it is. Again, have fun with it and just make sure you include both of these pieces. We do say these are required for you.
The whole purpose of this list is to just iron out the kinks, both for yourself, for your players. Maybe somebody built a character with an idea, and when it came to the actual execution of it, it wasn't exactly what they wanted. so we can still adjust and or totally change what they wanted to do before we actually technically begin the campaign.
And as a DM, this should be when you are your most watchful. You're paying attention to who's having fun, who's getting left out. You're trying to even that playing field, whether that be things that you're bringing to the table with, different types of combat or different types of engagements or social interactions, or like Riley said, maybe they're playing a character that they actually didn't end up liking, right? Maybe magic's not really their thing and they'd much rather be a paladin smiting the crap out of people, it might be that case. And so as a DM, pay attention because this is the best time to make those changes, not a year down the road. Hey, I've noticed you haven't been having any fun for a year. Let's try to fix that. That's not gonna. That sucks, and you'd be lucky to even have them for that whole year.
From here on out, you are DMing your campaign. The joy of this now is you guys get to create a story together, and this will now allow you guys to enjoy this game for years.
40 years if you watch that one YouTube video, I guess. This is where our journey together ends, but your journey with your players begins. We wish you the best of luck and hope you have a wonderful time playing Dungeons and Dragons.